Michael Shannon is fucking crazy. Well, hello friends, Logan Myers here from Cinephellas.com, and I'm here to review Jeff Nichols' 2011 film, Take Shelter. I've been hearing a lot about this film. I really love Jeff Nichols as a director and writer, from films like Mud, Midnight Special. And this is a movie that kind of slipped past me. I didn't see it when it came out in 2011. I remember seeing the trailer and everything, but I never got around to actually give it a view until this week, and I really, really enjoyed it. It's a really excellent and really well done film. You have Michael Shannon as the main character of the film. Jessica Chastain is his wife. I love her. She's a great actress. And Michael Shannon's friend in the film, Shea, Whigham, you may remember him and Michael Shannon from Boardwalk Empire. And if you haven't seen that, go check that out on HBO. That's excellent show. So Michael Shannon's character, he's a normal working class father in Ohio. He has a wife and a young daughter that's deaf. Beginning of the film, he's just, going through the daily routine working. And then he starts getting these visions, these nightmares, these apocalyptic storms and thunderstorms and tornadoes and dreams, and it's like you don't know what's going on. You don't know if it's actually happening around him or if it's just him going crazy. And that was the whole point of the film is him going through these visions and these nightmares that he has each night of all these crazy storms that are basically coming his way and his family's way. And they're really intense, like the camera work of these nightmares, and this like tornado and then lightning storm. It's just really well done. I mean, the CGI was there, but it was believable, and it looked like it was a major storm that was gonna take over this town and kill everybody. And these storms really gave this tone to the film, this dark tone, that something major is going to happen. Is it the apocalypse? Is it just a tornado that's coming to wipe out the town? We don't know really. They don't say early on. And as Michael Shannon's character, he's working. He's seeing these storms, these huge black and gray clouds around him, and hearing thunder. And he's working with his friend Shea Whigham, and he doesn't see it. He's like, "What are you talking about?" So he was like one of the first people that recognizes like something's going on with Michael Shannon's character. Something doesn't seem right upstairs. Does he have some form of schizophrenia? And then in the second act of the film, as all this is taking place, and it's really affecting Michael Shannon's body and his family around him, because he can't he's having these nightmares and he's feeling sick the next day. He's weak. He looks beat up. And they're trying to figure out what the best thing to do for him is, if he needs to go to a therapist, a psychiatrist, medicated. And Michael Shannon goes to see his mom, and his mother was locked up. She had schizophrenia at a young age of her 30s. So he was wondering, is this genetic? Maybe that's what's happening to me. Maybe it's all in my head, And that's, a really good part of the film. You don't know. I mean, there's a lot of questions there as to what's going on in his mind and what's going on around him, because everybody else is normal. They don't see what he is seeing. And that's why he has this tornado shelter that he's building out through the rest of the film, is he's waiting for this big apocalyptic storm to take place and wipe everything out, and they're going to be safe. Him and his wife and his young daughter will be okay. And he's taken all the money they have, every dime they're getting, he's putting in for equipment and things to make this shelter underground, to make sure that he's safe and his family is safe. And with doing so, his employer is starting to look at him in a different way, and he's borrowing equipment from work to build this shelter. His friend's helping him out after work, and he's part of the whole scheme of things, you could say, is getting him to build this shelter underground. And his friend starts to notice that like maybe this is not a good idea, and he's he's off his rocker. And the word is going around in this small Ohio town that this crazy guy is building a tornado shelter underground, and it's really affecting him and his family and his relationships with them and his friends. And he's like the talk of the town, that crazy guy that's building this hideaway underground. And there's a few sequences where like he's in the town with his family and everybody's like staring at him and like whispering, and eventually, for the most part, Michael Shannon is very calm and collect in this film, and he does have this freak out moment where they're all eating dinner at this town rec center. All the town people are there and they're looking at him weird, and he just flips out and gets in a fight with his friend, and everybody's like, holy shit, this guy really is crazy, because he's just babbling about this storm that's not going to take place. It's just all in his head, and he needs to be institutionalized and get on some medication and get away from people. And then that's basically, it was like one of the major parts of the film where you see Michael Shannon get out of his calm and collect stage and literally freak out because nobody's listening to him. Nobody believes what he is seeing and envisioning, and they just think it's all a bunch of bullshit. It's pretty slow, the first 2 acts, but it's fine because it's not a boring slow. It kept me really interested, and I couldn't keep my eyes off of, the 2-hour film. And that's saying something. Jeff Nichols, his movies aren't always, like fast-paced, or, they're slow for the most part, but he's a good story writer, and the way that he uses visual effects and camera work keeps you interested as an audience, and it kept me interested, and I just couldn't wait to see what happens. Is if Michael Shannon is actually seeing these storms, if these lightning storms, and if this major catastrophic event will take place. And, the final act, there's this huge tornado storm, and everybody's trying to take shelter, no pun intended. And they go down underground in his shelter that he built out, him and his wife and his daughter. And this is it. This is the big one that he's been seeing all along. And they're down there for a night. And the next day they can't hear any storm. And Michael Shannon's like, no, we got to stay down here. It's not safe out there. We're gonna die. Eventually, they get out of there and realize it was just like a tornado that night, and everybody's fine. All the neighbors are fine. They're just cleaning up the wreckage around their houses, and it didn't wipe out humanity or anything like that. He comes to terms with, all these visions and nightmares and basically all the relationships that were broken because of his mental state were pretty much bullshit, I guess you could say. And, he talks to a psychiatrist, and the doctor medicates him and tells him to take it easy, take a vacation, get out of there for a while. And, he's going to probably have to be institutionalized eventually, after vacation, and be medicated for a while, because from the doctor's perspective, he doesn't see him being capable of living a normal life anymore, taking care of his family. He needs to be locked up and put away. My favorite part of the film is the very end of the movie. Something I was waiting for the entire 2 hours is, Michael Shannon and his family take off on vacation. They go to South Carolina, like Myrtle Beach or whatever. They're out of Ohio. They're relaxing. They're just not thinking about any of the shit that they just went through in the past, month. And Michael Shannon's out with his daughter, and they pan into Jessica Chastain that's in the beach house, and you can see the window half open, and you can see what's going on in front of Jessica Chastain and behind Michael Shannon. Essentially, you can see this amazing storm brewing, and just like, holy shit, like it's really gonna happen, and it's not all in his head. He had these visions for a reason. He knew what was going down, and he did all these steps to take care of his family. And then when nobody believed him, and they, went away, and there actually was something there. I'm going to spoil it because this movie's been out for 5 years. But when you see the reflection of the storm off the ocean, off the Atlantic Ocean, the reflection from the window, you could see these cyclones coming down, and these huge black clouds and lightning and everything. And it was like so intense and so amazing. Like it gives me goosebumps talking about it, because it was that well done, and it really stood out in my brain as, the best part of the film is like from the start to the end, you kind of like Michael Shannon, but you start to think that he is schizophrenic. But at the end, it all turns around, and you find out that he really isn't. You know, he was right all along. Just seeing his reaction as he gets up, you know, from the sand with his daughter and looks out to the ocean with a storm, and you just see his eyes, and then it just ends scene. And it was just an excellent way to end the film. And, you know, one of the reasons I love Jeff Nichols for films like this that are so original, that have substance, and they don't follow the guidelines of normal films. He makes what he wants, and he also has a story to back it up, along with obviously the acting, the camera work. And my next video review is going to be tomorrow, is going to be Midnight Special that I'll be posting up here on our Cinephellas YouTube page. I'm going to Take Shelter a 4 out of 5 hair pieces. Whoa! Where'd it go? And I want to thank everybody that's been keeping up to date with Cinephellas and subscribing to our YouTube channel and listening to me ramble off about films that I really love and movies that you should check out. And continue to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And remember, in 6 days, we're going to be giving away Batman vs. Superman on Blu-ray. Go over to Cinephellas.com, take the Batman vs. Superman survey. You'll be entered in for a chance to win. And remember to keep using that hashtag on social media, Fellas Giveaway. But until next time, and tomorrow, I'll have another Jeff Nichols video up on our YouTube channel, Midnight Special. Ooh, that's going to be a fun treat. So everyone have a good night, and we'll talk tomorrow. Cheers!